What's 5 no-goes that you would tell them? Do not do this.
Set your price. Period. If that's your price, set your price. It burned me a lot of times because I wanted it. I was booming. So I decided to just accept it because that's what I wanted.
So now they're holding a dollar amount over your head. What's up, y'all? Thank y'all for tuning in to another edition of the Story Behind the CEO podcast. And girl, today we have one of New Orleans' coldest event planners. So I want y'all to give it up for Kelli, Party Solutions, and she's also co-owner of her children's boutique, Paisley O. Kelli, tell them how to find you.
Thank you. First, thank you for having me. I'm totally honored.
Yes.
You can find me on Instagram, Party_Solutions. I'm Party Solutions on Facebook. My kids, co-owner with my kids' clothing boutique is Paisley O, and that is Paisley O with 2 H's on Instagram. So it's Paisley OHH.
And we're going to drop that all right here so that way y'all can be able to follow her. So before we start, I do have a very personal question because my people want to know.
Have at it.
Plane or road trip?
Road trip.
Why road trip?
Girl, I'm so, seriously. For one, it started because I just was not a plane person.
You're not a plane person? You don't like planes?
No.
You scared?
Girl, what? Oh, no, ma'am. I'm praying the whole ride. I'm chewing gum. I'm plugging my ears. It's ridiculous. It's a whole little ritual. It's ridiculous. But if it's somewhere that I can drive to, I'm definitely driving. But I'm the family-oriented person. Let's rent an RV and just hit the road.
Oh, you want to put all the children in the car?
Let's get in the truck and just hit the road. That's me. We will go from, as long as I don't have to drive the whole time though.
Then you want to be cheeky. You don't want to drive.
But I get anxiety though. So now I'm up all day watching the person who's driving, making sure they're all right.
See, no, you're not passenger seat driving while I'm driving.
It's horrible.
Either you're going to sit here and go to sleep,
but I don't bother them. I'll sit there.
But see, all that jumping up, what you doing? What are you doing?
That's the problem.
I feel some type of way because you make me feel like I can't drive.
That's the problem. A few years ago, got on the bus, went to Orlando, family bus, family, child, every bump and turn. I was like this. I had to went to the front.
I want to put you off.
I went to the front of the bus driver at least 5 times. You okay? You don't need no rest, huh?
That person, it was a man or a woman.
I mean,
that man probably been driving his whole entire life, and you messing with him.
My anxiety was on a whole nother level. You need to stop us. I'm speaking for all of us. We can stop if you need to sleep.
You don't do nothing. Put your little AirPods on and relax.
Now, I wasn't always this way. I think it comes with age,
we get set in our ways the older we get.
I'll be this fabulous 41 December 8th.
Not 41.
I'll be fabulous 41 December 8th. So I think with age, the anxiety level is up there.
You 40?
I am.
You serious for real?
Yes, 80s baby.
I feel like you're just giving that for the people.
I promise. I'm not gonna fake and fraud. Just
I really think she was what you get. Like real talk.
Yeah. December 8th.
Girl, go ahead. Girl, you all right.
See what I'm saying?
Girl, I'm just saying. It's Scorpio season coming home. Scorpio season. Let me find out one of your children was born on my birthday. Girl. November 8th.
Stop. That little bad baby who broke the cycle because my kids, all of us were Sagittarius.
Don't play
so the little last one who came, and I just
she has so much personality though.
She's totally different from everybody in the house. Totally different. I was like, you couldn't wait a little bit longer to be a Sagittarius. You just had to come out.
She got to do her own thing. She don't want to be with y'all being.
That's when I knew she was going to be y'all.
It's enough for y'all. Y'all cheeky.
That's when I knew she was going to be a bunch of problems, a bunch of issues when she did that.
All right, so let's get into this event planning. When did this come about? Let's go. Let's take it all the way back. Okay. Is this something you always knew you wanted to do, or is like surprise? I found out I could decorate. Let me do this.
Absolutely not. This the birth of the decorator, not the name. The birth of the decorator. I have a legal background. Okay. And medical background, just the corporate world. Mm-hmm. I'll say that. So I was working at the state board, and my coworker friend, love her to death. Her name's Princess, and she was a wedding planner. Mm-hmm. And she just was like, I need some help one day. I just need you to help me. And I was like, okay. I'm a person I can learn from watching. Yeah. I can braid your hair if I see that girl sit there and braid it. Mm-hmm. That's just how I learn. So for over the years of just helping her, I end up liking it. I went to school to be an accountant. Not being I went to classes, stopped at 5. I had like 5 classes left to, I just couldn't do it no more. Ended up going into the legal world. Loved it. Loved everything about it.
Mm-hmm.
God was telling me it's time to make this.
Transition.
I was being okay, so put a pin. Let me rewind. I'm getting ahead of myself.
Go ahead.
So I worked with her, and that's how the birth of just loving to do it. That's where it came from. So I started. My daughter was 3. Mm-hmm. She'll be 21 next month, and I took it on. It was a hobby. It was a hobby. I can't lie. It was a total hobby. I never saw this being my career, my passion. Never. It was a total hobby. And now, fast forward, Katrina hit. So when we came back home, it picked up like it was myself and, well, I'm not saying nobody else, but really popular, myself and like 2 other planners. I know, shout out to them because they still my little networking. I just ended up doing it, and it picked up so much.
So was it more word of mouth, or was it?
No,
I see what this person is doing on social media, and baby, I gotta have that.
I created online. I used to put together party package, a party in a box. Mm-hmm. That's what I used to call it, and I started that in 2006.
Okay.
And I was shipping.
Right after Katrina.
I was shipping.
So what are you shipping? What's the party? If I order party in the box,
centerpieces. I will roll you basically getting everything. You just have to take it out the box and put it, like, now, fast forward now, I get a lot of those clients that be like, oh, you did my daughter's baby shower back in 2007, and they would send me pictures, and I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I did that. But
right, yeah. Because you're growing, that's all that is.
Yes, but it was booming.
So let's back it up. Party in the box.
Yes.
So I have a baby shower coming up.
Yes.
I go to your website. All right.
You can order the banner. You can order a table runner. And when I say that, it was all creative. Like, the thing that really made me blow up in that world was I created doing polo themed.
Mm-hmm. And everybody got to help. Yeah.
I was always on the internet. I always had my website. Mm-hmm. So Google was always there. I'm talking about since 2006. Mm-hmm. It was just always there. And people will find you on Google. Like, you come up. On a polo themed baby shower, and they Googled me, and I popped up, and it was like this. I was sending out
banner
because you can't find that in Party City.
So you're making that yourself?
Yes, you couldn't find that in Party City.
No.
So I was making polo themed banners and table runners, invitations, party favors, like.
So
all of that.
What was the average cost for a party in the box? Like, what was on a smaller scale?
The smallest back then, 2006, ranging. I was always underpriced because it was, even with decorating, I would find my budget, myself, to be less than yours. Mm-hmm. But that's how that was supposed to be. Yeah. I will get into that later. But yeah, so average. It will probably, I don't remember exact numbers, but I probably started like at 200. But you know, it goes up. It goes on what it is.
By what you pick to go in the box.
Right. And then I started, when the people started asking for more, I started giving them more. So I started creating packages. At first, it was you just making whatever they request. And it was like that, and you were shipping it off. Okay. It just grew. Like, they wanted it. When I tell you, it was like a high demand. I've had Michael Kors contact me. You can't do this no more.
Because you put MK on the people, table runners and stuff.
Gucci, they never contact me. Who else contact me? Michael Jordan. I don't mean them, but I'm saying they're people. Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
They're people.
Shut me down. Tory Burch. Yes. Shut me down.
Because you didn't have the license to go ahead and do that. Correct. So did you end up purchasing license after?
I didn't.
So
I'm just keeping it real.
But this was early on. So
I just didn't advertise it on my website anymore. I just didn't post it anymore.
So it was just like more of a you know thing. Yes. And then hit me up. I can send
it actually wasn't Jordan. I'm trying to think what else it was, because Gucci, Jordan, and Polo was like my top sellers. Mm-hmm. Nobody never contacted me. But like almost any other theme you could think of. Yeah. And it was like, well, can you create such and such? Of course, if I can create this, I'm gonna create that too. Right. Oh, child, it was contact. You can't profit off our name. I mean, in the business world, I'm coming from the legal world. Yeah. I understand. I'm just not gonna advertise it anymore.
But I'm about to make this money. I'm still gonna make this money. This episode is sponsored by the one and only CrownMeCollections.com. Kingdom rises and overcomes world negativity to embrace destiny. If that's the brand you can stand behind, then shop with us. www.crownmecollections.com, or visit our Instagram page and click the link in the bio at Crown Me Collections LLC. So when you started doing that and everything picked up, at what point did you say, okay, I'm not going back to corporate America?
Okay, so that's a story. And it's a story because new entrepreneurs just think because they see they have to just not work. It doesn't work like that. You gotta have a strong spinal cord. You hear me? I'm talking about backbone gotta be immaculate for you to do something like that.
Yeah.
So after Katrina, when business really picked up, I was killing myself. I mean, I was working a 9 to 5 and I'm doing my hobby that I considered a hobby. And it was killing myself. I'm religious. So I've had plenty signs and plenty talks with God where he's like, yeah, this it. Your run it ran dry. It's time for you to go ahead on and take on your career. Take on you. I couldn't do it. I could not let go my 9 to 5. I need
it was the security and the stability.
It was the security.
Knowing that I know this paycheck coming every 2 weeks. So
I did that from 2007, 2013. Fast forward to 2013. The good Lord said, I'm going to show her since she don't want to leave. I kept telling her on her own, it's time for you to pursue you. Wouldn't do it. 2013, they had some layoffs at the job. It was myself and 2 other older people. I never cried, never looked back. Because I knew what it was.
Yeah.
It's just that I didn't move on my own. When they made you move. I didn't move on my own.
Oh, you don't want to move? Let me help you.
He gave me a swift kick out the door. I never looked back. So I've been full time since 2013. Full time. So I never looked back. The first 3 struggles, y'all don't get it twisted. It was a struggle, baby. We didn't have cable. It was a struggle. Because that's sacrifices. I knew what I was getting into, but I had a support system as well. So while my husband was paying the bills and make sure we had a roof over our head, I was making the money but putting it back in my business. So it wasn't.
I'm making the money and living off of it.
The struggle was there.
And I think that's where a lot of people get confused too. Oh, I made $10,000, I made $12,000. You ain't made nothing. Your business made that. Put that back.
It was a struggle. They don't understand. They just see like the end result. You know, not even the end, because I don't have a final destiny. I'm not even saying the end.
Come on now.
But they just see that. You know, I don't mean from me, I mean anything, y'all. Yeah. They see the internet and they see people. But where did them people come from? Everybody not as lucky as, making money overnight or in their sleep.
No, it even
had to get it out the mud.
So tell us about getting out the mud.
I'm talking about, it was horrible. It was enough. I've had 3. Because those people that you feel like, I'm not going to even say negative. Because they were not negative people. It's just that the things that they said, those are the people that you don't forget. There's 3 people that was like, maybe you should just go back to working. God didn't tell me that.
Yeah.
My faith is strong. When he told me to go ahead and go out that door, I didn't go. So when he pushed me, I took that as he pushed me. He knew what was going on. I took that sign. So I just kept going and kept going. Girl, the first 3 years told me up.
So what was the struggles in the first 3 years?
The only thing we didn't change, we changed everything. I'm talking about sent the car back. There was no car, we was riding around in our hoopty. I promise you.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
My husband worked on the garbage truck. Child, I would have to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, get in our hoopty, bring him to the yard. He go work. He did that. For years.
That you would tell them, do not do this.
Our kids never saw it because they stood in their activities. Yeah, they stood dancing. They stood in their sports.
They're innocent. They don't know.
Yeah, y'all don't need to go through because I wanted it. Yeah, but I'm talking about if they were invited to kids, so I decided they were still going. But if you invite me, that's what I want.
So now they holding the dollar on.
Yes, I know I'm spending money. There's sacrifices. If you know you have a clear vision ahead, there's sacrifices.
People don't even want to sit down for 6 months to a year, let alone 3 whole years of sitting down to make sure that you get it to where you need it to be.
Oh, Kelly, we going such and such. You won't come. No, I can't go this week. No, I can't do this. So now I'm so accustomed. In 2021, it's like, that's not a part of my weekly spending budget. Can't come.
It don't care how much money I make, baby. It don't matter. Come. Absolutely.
I just can't. So now it's like those 3 years of just hard. Jesus Christ.
So what else did y'all have to scale back on besides the car?
And I didn't keep in mind, we didn't get food stamps or anything. So now we still have to buy food and all.
How many people in the household?
5.
That's a $300 grocery bill at minimum.
2 adults, 3 kids.
Yeah.
We never asked nobody for nothing. You didn't know what was going on in our household because we still made it work. Yeah. We still had bomb-ass Christmas every year.
Yeah.
My kids had parties every year. They still celebrated their birthdays every year. It was a sacrifice on the parents.
Yeah.
We never did it for the children, the children. Never. Like, they literally just went on life like it wasn't nothing. And I'm like, girl, you just don't know them Jones on your feet killed me.
Right.
But, in our system, a lot of things that people don't like to see because they feel like, they like to say, my man pay all the bills, and blah, blah, blah. They like to say that. I need a man that's going to pay all the bills. They do like to say that. But in our system, while he was home paying all the bills, working, paying all the bills, I paid everything on the outside. So that man that's making sure we got a roof over our head, I'm not asking you for a quarter. Right. I won't come to your parties. Because I know what I want. I know this been me all my life. Yeah. My mom, God bless her heart, may she rest in peace. But child, she raised me spoiled. Yeah. She raised me on brands. She did. So that was my lifestyle. But when those trials and tribulations came,
they had to come to a stop.
You better rock that old stuff you got in your closet. Right. But I was immature, so I didn't want to wear the old stuff that was in my closet. Right. So now I'm just not going to go. So I'm not going to ask him, give me $100 to go to a birthday dinner. I'm not doing that when I know I'd rather my roof over my head than me going out to this party. It was like always prioritized. I was always.
So what gave you that mindset? That mindset of
being broke. Girl, I would never go broke again. When I tell you never, that's just not gonna happen. I would go slide down a stripper pole before
What's
I go.
What's your stripper name gonna be?
Girl, what's my name? My name is Kim, but
that's your fake name?
That's my fake name. My fake name is Kim. That's my fake name.
I don't know why my name is Bridie my whole life.
Ask me my name in the streets.
But what's that stripper name though?
Peaches.
Why is Peaches?
I don't know. That was just something that I always did say. Like, I always did say that. It was Peaches. It was Peaches. Like, baby, I'm going to do what I have to do. I cuss, so pull me back.
Go ahead on.
Child, I'm going to shovel shit for my children if I have to. Like, I'm the broke.
Yeah. Nah. Not no more.
Nah.
So, your husband working on the garbage truck, keeping a roof over your head. How long did that period
last?
Yeah. So
maybe 5 years.
Wow.
Because the end of the third year is when we really was able to start seeing a profit to where it wasn't killing me anymore. But them first 3 years, that it was like, I can't do it. You know, you got to pep talk yourself. You got to come back. Like, you not doing it. Just keep on going.
Right.
All doing it for you, but you know, you gotta build and do your part. I'm talking about up 3 o'clock in the morning.
No sleep.
Putting together packages. And all I used to say, so once maybe like the 5th year, because I did that for a long time. Like, I did that for a long time.
When you find something that works, you stick with it. Like,
before doing events, I did that for years. I did that probably all the way up into 2010, 2011.
And then, so what transitioned you out of that into just events?
I just kept praying and kept saying, Lord, I just want the local business. I said, I just want to do because I need you to see what I want you want to come out, you want to set it up, you want to do that. That's what I want to do. Online was my money maker. That was no doubt about it. Like, I'm shipping out 10 events a week. Like, you know, that's how I started. I'm saying, and then it just kept growing. Now I have my children. My middle girl, she is crafty like me. She's sitting up in there cutting tags and like we doing this. Like, we doing this. So in 2013,
sis get a paycheck.
Sis ain't used to get no paycheck because we struggling.
This was back then. But do sis get a paycheck now?
Oh, sis get paid me. Sis ain't doing nothing without.
I'm not even mad. What's her name?
JC.
JC, I'm not mad with you.
How much I'm getting?
JC, set your prices. Set your price.
Yeah. She be like, you need balloons for this event? I'm like, no, I'm not hiring.
She ready to make her. You cheeky.
No, that's only because I'll hire her if I don't have a time limit.
Okay.
If I have a time limit at this venue only telling me 2 hours, then I have to get outside that.
Got it. Okay. I got it. So let's go to the events. First of all, just for the people out there, because you might have, of course you do have a lot of people that's trying to get into your field. What's 5 no-goes that you would tell them, do not do this?
Set your price, period. If that's your price, set your price. It burned me a lot of times because I wanted it. I was booming. So I decided to just accept it because that's what I wanted.
So now they're holding a dollar amount over your head.
You hear me?
Yeah, make sure you keep turning around. All right, so it's 5 things. What's 5 things you telling us a no-go? 1, make sure your price is your price.
Make sure your price is your price.
What else?
And your time. Like, don't disrespect someone else's time, and don't allow them to disrespect your time. That was bad for me. All of the things that I'm saying was things that I went through. Yeah, it was bad for me. So, I disrespected people's time, and people disrespected my time. Disrespecting
time, so like you showing up late?
Not late for the event. I don't mean that, but let's just say we had a meeting. You tell me 11 o'clock, and now I'm hitting you up, and it's 11:30. You know, like I'm like, come on now, Kelly. Right. Well, of course it would be 11:30, but I'm just saying. Yeah. So I as I saw the growth in my company, I just kept praying to be professional. Be professional. Things do happen. You might get a flag, anything.
And that's cool. That's fine, but not just because I woke up late and I'm gonna take my time dragging. Like, so how would they disrespect my time?
So meaning as in when I didn't say that, I mean it as in like you have to accept that now because you put that in the atmosphere. You was always late. You know, you put that in the atmosphere, so that's what you're receiving back now. Right. So now you're getting those clients that's like, oh, I'm running behind. Oh, I'm late. Oh, I can't send a payment right now. I'm sending it next week when your contract say you need to send it right now. Right. You know. So it's like you want those clients that's gonna be just as diligent as you. Okay. You know, so it's like it's really. I feel like you should put in what you want to receive.
Yeah, set the tone.
That's all.
So how do you, if you were transitioning out of that, so you was disrespecting their time, they were disrespecting your time. How did you transition out of that when you felt like you wanted to be better? Because you can feel like you want to be better, but sis still about to show up late.
I don't know.
People don't have no sense of time a lot of times. And so how did you even...
I think, again, it comes with what you put out. Like, just...
If I'm on time, I'm prompt, I'm this, I'm this. That's the people that I'm
I promise you, it was just like the people I attract. How you always hear people say, I'm going to say men. You just keep attracting these men that's dirty or whatever the case may be. I don't want to say dirty, but that's what came out. you know, you keep attracting these bad apples. You keep attracting that. I don't know. So it was a shift. It was something.
When you made the shift, your people made the shift.
It was just something that it just organically. I got my professionalism together, and it just organically happened that way. I don't have the clients that's calling me. Oh, I'm gonna be an hour late. Of course, like I said, things happen. But you know that if I get those clients that's gonna be an hour late or whatever late, they're not telling me that while I'm sitting there waiting for them. They're giving me a heads up. Like I don't know, it's just it organically happened that way.
Okay, so what's another no-go?
Girl, let's think.
Price, time, what else? If you cannot, this is a no-go.
Oh, girl, please don't fuss with no clients. Now I never did that. Ooh, but I hate to see it. If you're a professional,
what are they going back and forth with them for?
You know, there are times where you're gonna sit there and something didn't happen. Let's just say, if you wasn't pleased with something I did, and you took it upon yourself and you went ahead and you blasted me on social media, or you doing this, I'm not about to get on your post and defend myself. It's just not gonna happen. Because I still have, I'm just not. No, but that's because that's just me. But what's for you is for you. They have people that's like that, which. It's just not me. I'm just not about to sit up there and go back and forth with you about my business because at the end of the day, you feel that way. Right. I have other potential clients that's out there who wants to actually do business with somebody that's sitting there fussing with a client, going back and forth, not doing it.
So have you ever had to deal with somebody like that? Or have you ever had somebody that wasn't pleased with what you did?
Twice in my whole entire years from my daughter was 2 to now. So, but not pleased. Again, me being me, I always end up I'm gonna fix it.
Is it that you think they were just looking for something like?
No. I have one that it was. You know when they say them red flags? I ignored every red flag. Every single
looking at the dollar
flag. No, this wasn't a dollar. I didn't even need your money. But every single red flag, I ignored it, and I kept telling my husband, "She's gonna be a problem. I kept saying it.
That's funny that we be saying stuff like that, like with the customers. You know from jump that they're going to be an issue. Yeah,
I knew she was going to be an issue. Yeah, and I took it on anyway. Sure enough, she was an issue. Total issue.
What did she didn't? What is it that she didn't like or she wasn't okay with? Because at this point you're on time now.
The event did get to happen, and honestly, I mean God bless her heart. You know, the event didn't get to happen. In my contract, it states that you don't get money back. You can reschedule. Yeah. But you don't get your money back.
That's not my fault.
Because Kelly is Kelly of who she is. The situation that was taking place, I offered to give you your money back minus the deposit. Your deposit was just to hold your date. That was not to decorate your events. That is a difference. People get that twisted. That is to hold your date. That I could have booked somebody else.
Right. You took up time on my, you took up a slot on my calendar.
If your deposit is $500, I know you don't think you're about to get a $500 party.
Right.
I
Correct.
didn't decorate your party for $500. That was to hold your date.
Correct.
But the payment that you made under the circumstances, act of God, me, Kelly being Kelly, I'm going to ignore this contract that says no money back. You can reschedule. My compassion, I offered her money back. Went ham on me. She wanted every dollar of it back.
But since I didn't have to give you nothing.
Hello. Come on now. Speak to the choir.
We just had that particular issue for the hurricane. Because it's the same thing. You pay your deposit, you pay whatever. I didn't have to give you $1 back.
And this is going to lead up into what, 3? How many you asked me about? What I'm on?
This number 3 right here. This number 3.
This is going to lead up into number 3. Leading into the next no-goes for entrepreneurs. I'm talking about entry level or higher. It doesn't matter. With that particular client that I just spoke on, my grounds are covered. I have a contract.
Correct.
I don't understand why professionals accept Cash App. As a professional, baby, it's not a banking institution. I cannot pick up that phone and call somebody when something go wrong.
Can't track
an issue with that.
Can't track nothing. Cash App will shut you down at any given time too.
Any given time.
They feel like you're doing too many transactions, shut it down.
It's not a banking institution.
Yeah.
Grant you, if it's a family member event and they wanted to pay Cash App, I'll accept it. Because I know you personally.
Right.
That's it.
Other
than that, it's just not going to happen. Either you can make these payments via PayPal, you can do through my website. You can do through my contracting website, which is Honeybook. You can. Yeah. There's options for you, but I'm using these institutions that's gonna work for me.
See, you know what I never understood? If you have Cash App, then surely you have a Cash App card, right? So why not just use the card to pay the invoice? I never understood that. Like I keep asking that same question. So, can you accept Cash App? No. Can you just pay my invoice with your Cash App card?
And now you have those people that's disputing those Cash App charges. So now guess what? You asked out of money that you put into your hard labor and your hard work, and you did all of that. So the no-go for me is do not use Cash App.
Period.
No
Cash App card, no nothing.
Now, I can't speak on Venmo and all of them because I don't use that. So I can't speak on those. I didn't even read up on it because I wasn't interested in using those.
But they're Venmo the same thing. They can shut you down at any given time too.
I wouldn't know because I'm not interested. If I'm interested in it, I'm going to go ahead and do my research. I'm going to look it up. I'm going to make sure that I'm good with it. I can't do that with that.
So what's one more no-go?
Well, contracts. That's speaking on the young lady. I was totally covered. So when you go ahead and dispute with your bank, I got a contract stating no refunds.
Correct.
This, and the third. If I sent you a PayPal invoice, in the invoice, entrepreneurs get this twisted. If you send a PayPal, friends and family, you're not covering.
Correct.
They got that twisted. They can dispute that. You're lost.
Goods and services. Goods and services only.
Goods and services only. Unless you know them personally, feel free. Because if I know them personally, I'll go ahead and
it's not even if I know you personally. If I know you personally and I know your track record.
Well, that's
like hold on, sis. Because I know some and I'm like, I still don't trust that thing.
That fifth one beats contracts. That covers you. That's your paper trail. That covers you. I didn't lose a quarter from the lady. Not a quarter. Now, however she fought with her bank, that's on her.
Yeah.
But me, they didn't take not one quarter from me.
So did you do your own contracts, or you had somebody basically set everything up for you?
I did it all myself. I'm in the legal background, so.
My fault. That's my fault. That's my fault. So that's your no-go.
I keep putting stuff in it.
Oh yeah, every day. Stuff changes every day because people change, things change, we grow, we learn new things, and
absolutely.
That's one of my things too. Every day it's like, okay, y'all, we gotta redo this. All right, let's go ahead and edit that, revamp this because and then the customers, once somebody show their ass, it's like, let's go ahead and make sure we cover because if one person done it, she got 5 more coming behind her just like that.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely. They just get a lot of the whole contracting thing with payments. It's like for new entrepreneurs, don't be so easy to jump.
For the money.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
Did that, been there, done that, we'll never do it again. I'm going to let you walk on out the door with your change because it's not worth it.
Baby, I tell them I'll burn the bridge in a minute.
It's not worth it.
And guess what? Walk through the fire barefoot before I let you play with me behind my money. I don't care.
It's just not worth
behind my business. I don't care. It's not worth it.
It's really not. It's like they I get you new and you really want to get your name out there. You're really trying to get the exposure.
But you're setting the tone still. Yeah. So, okay, so let's go back a little bit more. So with the events, break down to me how does an event planner make money? So you're charging them a deposit to hold their spot for the date, correct? Right. So is that the only fee that you charge, or what's the different fees that come?
You have to pay, you have to consider, so you got to do your research in any industry, any field. You have to do your research to know your growth and your work. You need to know how much you need to be charging.
Okay.
So keep in mind while you're planning this event that's in 2 months, that's labor that you're already putting in. Mm-hmm. So you need to consider to pay yourself. That's labor that goes into your fee.
Okay.
Every item is a rental. I'm setting up this podcast. Mm-hmm. You need to use X, Y, Z. I'm charging you for X, Y, and Z.
So you have everything. When you go to do the events, everything in there, most of the things in there are yours?
Mostly, yes.
Okay. Most. And do you have like certain venues that you normally, when somebody comes in, if I need a baby shower, and I don't know where to go, do you have particular venues or your own venue? Or they come to you with the venue? And
a lot of them come to me with the venue. A lot of them come for recommendations as well.
Okay. Do you change it if you don't like it?
What, the venue?
Yeah.
Oh no, that's not my call.
Okay.
That's your call, because that may be suitable for you and your budget. I'm not the event planner that's gonna say, oh, you can't book me unless you're spending $2,000 or more. That's not me.
Okay.
That's not me. Of course, I could create packages for you. I'm not the one that's gonna say, oh yeah, girl, I can give you a whole party for $500. That's not gonna happen.
Right.
But if all you have is $5, I'm gonna tell you what you're getting for this $5.
Okay.
That's just the way I operate. A lot of people don't do that.
Okay.
If for one, we know you can't get a whole event, so don't expect that. So when you do say, oh, I only have about $500, that's my budget. Okay, no problem. You keep it professional and you tell them what you can give for $500.
Right. And
I'm just not the person that's gonna say off the bat, oh girl, I'm not. In my mind, I already know I'm not accepting your money.
Right.
But I'm gonna say it professionally.
Right.
I'm not gonna be the one to be like, I only do 1,000 and up.
Right.
I'm just not that person.
So do you turn any clients down? And not for that particular reason, but for any reason, when somebody comes to you, do you do you know people? You're like, okay, this is totally not my client. I can't do this.
Like the vibe?
Yes.
I have not done that.
Or after the dialogue, the back and forth dialogue, and after a minute,
that was the red flags I missed. That was only once. I promise you, I can remember that from the time I started. My daughter was 2. Up until 2021, that was my only person that I ignored all the red flags. I've never experienced red flags that was like, don't take it, don't take it, don't take it. I just didn't.
So you think by the time they come to you, they pretty much know whether it's referral or whatever, she ain't taking this BS. Don't come at her like that. So
it's like
everybody's pretty much
it's what you put out there. It's what you put out there. It's like I haven't had no bad experience. Not even with the lady. It was just the red flags that she was giving. She wasn't even rude or nothing like that. So I don't want that to be misunderstood. Yeah. She wasn't rude. She wasn't nasty. It was just certain things as a decorator that made it red flags. That's what I mean. Like it wasn't that, I did ignore my red flags. But it wasn't a red flag. Let's just say you probably didn't consider it a red flag. But I'm a decorator. I'm an event planner. So I know.
Yeah. From my industry.
That's a red flag for me. And it kept coming. And I ignored every single one of them.
That's as bad as being in a toxic relationship.
Yes. It's like, girl, you're supposed to leave that man alone and you still messing with him. That's what it was. And look, after it was all said and done, I kept saying, if ignore red flags was a person.
Wow.
I just should be in the dictionary right there.
Wow. All right. So they're paying you to book the date. Then they're paying you per.
But they don't know. Like, see, another thing for entrepreneurs, any industry, a person is willing to accept your let's just say you have an itemized invoice, your contract, whatever it is, and you list it. Of course, I can't give you details because I'm a decorator, I'm an event planner. I can't tell you I'm gonna put this candle on this table, I'm gonna put this candle on this table. But when you get your proposal, your quote, it'll say cake area, it'll say guest tables, and then it'll tell you in that section what you're getting. But of course, I'm not giving you details in That's insane.
Okay.
You know, so they know what they're getting. So all of those breakdown prices are in there.
Okay.
I can't stand to do business with somebody and they're saying the light costs $30. The floor is $20. This is this dollars. That what?
Just give me my.
Just tell me what my total is. Tell me what I'm getting. And the reason I say it's like that is because I might look at that lamp and be like, "That's not worth $30. How you gonna charge me $30 for that?"
Correct.
You see what I'm saying?
Correct.
But if they're hidden in your quote, you're not doing nothing wrong. You actually making them want to spend money with you because they see I'm getting all of this for this.
Correct.
If you breaking down prices,
so if you say cake area this much instead of saying table this much, you're like, okay, that table don't cost that much. But if you say cake area,
so it's like, okay, so when I say that, I'll give you an example. All right, so your overall budget is $5,000.
Mm-hmm.
In that budget, you're getting the cake area,
mm-hmm.
and it'll probably say, and I try to be descriptive as much as I can because of course they're gonna have follow-up questions.
Correct.
So mine particularly, it works for me, and I work for other people. I try to give as much information as I can,
mm-hmm.
meaning the whole things. So it'll say backdrop, table decor,
okay,
props, decor. It'll say stuff like that.
Okay.
It won't necessarily name.
Okay.
You know, if it's a floor wrap, it's going to say that on there.
So that way, you don't even give them the chance to try to break it down and say, this don't cost that much. This shouldn't cost that much.
So the whole party is in your contract.
Correct.
Like, you know you're getting an entrance decor. Because I'm not telling you what you're getting, because I don't know what you're getting yet. Like,
so you
an
get
event
there
planner is creative.
Yeah, so I'm saying when you get there, you're like, all right, so we're going to do this. Oh, this will look good right here because the arch is
here. You
here.
tell me your theme, and we're going back and forth already. You know, you done booked whatever, but you telling me your theme. So now my juices are flowing, my
mm-hmm.
creativity flowing. But if we had to wait on that day gonna be gone.
Yeah.
You know.
And 9 out of 10 too, when they come to you, of course, they already see what you can do.
Right.
So they trust you. I trust you. Anyway. I have a lot of people that say, I trust you. Go ahead, whatever. That's fine. How much I owe you? Here you go.
I just booked one of my favorite people having a book signing, and she was like, I just know I wanted you to do it. I trust you. Whatever you want to do.
This is my colors. Make it happen.
Right. Now, of course, I always ask, what are some specific things that you want?
Okay.
Because
so make sure y'all ask.
You may not have a vision of, you're the decorator, not me. So, you just know that you like this chair.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what you do, how you do it, but I do know
but
I
want
this
that
chair.
Mm-hmm.
So I always say there's something that you like. Trust
me,
there's something that you like. If you want these feathers, tell me that's what I want.
Okay.
And I'll make sure that is in your quote. So when you see centerpieces, in parentheses, I might say feathers. You follow what I'm saying? Because I know that that's what you want. So of course I want to give the client what they want.
Correct.
Now everything else is all my vision because you told me to do what I want to do.
So that's got to be such a rewarding job to go in and be like, I'm gonna just do my thing. Absolutely. And then you just stand back and be like, yeah, I did that. That make you that.
I don't boast. So when
you don't have to. The work speaks for itself.
I don't do any of that.
Never.
Work
speaks for itself. You don't have to.
I just don't.
But be proud of yourself. That's what I'm saying in that sense, not in the bragging sense.
Yes.
Like, yeah.
No, they have some people.
I mean,
they got them. But for me,
we not.
For me, it's like, oh, this came out so nice. I'm gonna keep it nice, cute, and humble.
What's your favorite thing to decorate? Like, whether it be baby shower, wedding.
I love weddings. I am trying to transition more to high-end weddings. Mm-hmm. That was a struggle getting to that point. Mm-hmm. Because I'm so known for parties and baby showers. Mm-hmm. So the high-end weddings, they overlook you because it's the tone you set. My tone was always baby showers and parties, and that was my tone. So
what helped you with the transition, or what's helping you with the transition? So that
prayer. I'm keeping it real because it was something that I've always wanted to do. Mm-hmm. But because I'm literally always busy, every weekend I'm booking events or whatever it is, I'm always busy. I love putting together corporate events, whether it's for a church or a business that you might just need somebody. You don't have time. You might just need somebody to set up a business conference. Mm-hmm. I'm an event planner. Event planners they're not only decorators.
Correct.
They plan events. They plan occasions. Like I've done plenty corporate events, plenty meetings, settings, all of that kind of stuff. Christmas parties for it, just everything. But it's just it's a thing. It's like I had to pray. I'm like, Lord, I really want to do some weddings, but I'm the person that I'm also going to say, but if it's not coming from you, I don't want it.
Right, correct.
Wait till you let me. Wait till you know I'm ready for it.
When you know I'm ready.
Keep letting me. Just keep blessing me with my little parties and my baby showers and whatever.
Don't say Lil. Don't put Lil in there.
I don't mean it like that.
But don't even say it.
No
like, I don't
shade,
even want you to say it.
because they sure got Kelly to 6 figures, so I'm not
Thank
even
you,
saying that.
Keller.
You know, I don't mean that.
Don't play with
But it's just that my thrill has always been weddings. I just set the tone for showers and baby showers, so I never could cross that that hurdle. And now that I am, I'm loving it.
So we're gonna see more weddings in 2022.
Absolutely, I've already booked 5.
Got to be more careful.
Yes.
So you went from
at the end of the year, like literally within the last 2 months, at the end of the year.
Come on now.
Prayer. You gotta wait on that man to talk to you.
But you put in the work too. It's prayer, but you're still putting in the work. And like you said, you're setting the tone.
Yes.
So so you're like overly excited about that. So now I'm excited for you.
Absolutely.
Because so what's your next goal gonna be? So if you're already hitting that goal, what's next?
I don't know. I like to just go.
And just keep going.
Yeah. Believe it or not, I've never set a goal for myself. I just knew
you set the goal for yourself when you took that setting the goal.
That's setting the goal. It is, but it was just I always wanted weddings. I always wanted high-end weddings. I did. I always wanted that. So I guess you can say a goal, but I feel like a goal is setting a date. Not setting a date, but it gives you more to look forward to. If you say, shoot, by the end of 2021, I'm going to be doing weddings.
Right.
I'm gonna book my first wedding. That's goals.
It's manifesting. Let's say it like that. It's manifesting. It's in so many words. That's exactly what you did. Because
and for me, that's a goal.
When you eat, sleep, and breathe something, and you can't. That's all. Right. I can't wait till I get ready to do this. When I do my wedding, because then you start talking about it, and that's all you start talking about. So then that's all you start to see.
And that's how it's been happening for me. And that's how I started coming.
Come on now.
Because I'm just not a person that goals for me should have a date on it. That's why I said I never set a goal.
So you just
I never put dates. It was just always something I wanted to do, and I'm going to put it out there in an atmosphere that's what I want to do. So when it comes now, I can't not lie. I've had a lot of weddings, but it wasn't where the level I wanted.
No, I totally understand when you say high end weddings.
Yes. So you're
just trying to take it up a couple of notches. Like, that was cool, but let me show y'all what I really can do.
There you go.
Let me.
Yeah.
Hello, sign that check over, sis. Because we about to share shit down.
It wasn't never really even the dollars.
It's not about that. You want to be able to show your level of work. You want to be able to show your level of work. But sometimes you can only do that with that particular dollar amount. Yes. Because you can't do it with a $500 party.
There you go.
No shade to it. Because if that's what you got and you want this person to do, because people love what you do.
Right.
So, I got $1 or $100,000, I still want this person to do my event. So no shade or whatever.
Which is why my humbleness will never tell somebody,
turn stuff down.
Girl, I can't give you a party for $1,000. Like, I'm just not that girl. Yeah. I'm going to just tell you what you can get for $1,000. So now the ball is in your court.
Right.
If you want to hire me, cool, let's move forward. If not, then they're going to just go ahead and shop around. And I'm okay with that. You should shop around. Even when I get brides and they're like, I'm a do-it-yourself bride. I just need somebody there to just maybe go set it up. I always tell brides, even if they ain't got to be a DIY bride. They can just be the bride that's like, they just want to hire somebody.
Right.
If you don't go with me, I do suggest you go with somebody. You don't have to go with me.
Right.
I'm just giving you real knowledge and understanding of this side. Don't do your wedding day yourself. Don't do it. Hire anybody.
Somebody.
You don't have to hire me. Just hire somebody.
Yeah. It's too much stress. You already, first of all, 9 out of 10, you hope you marry people you're not supposed to be married anymore.
That's for one.
That's too much stress. Lead up into that day, and you got to worry about how you look. You got to worry about guests. You got to worry about food. You definitely hire somebody.
Yes. Especially the day of. If you did put the whole wedding together yourself, hire somebody else that's going to deliver deliver the end result, not you.
So how you even feel taking on the whole stress of that other person? You coming to do my wedding, and I just put all my, because it's not stress. I guess it's not stress on you because it's what you do.
It's not stress, but I can't say it's a cakewalk. Because your mental is still trying to please those people.
And Bridezillas, I would imagine, have to be the word.
But guess what? You're going to know when you have a Bridezilla, because she's going to tell you throughout the whole process X, Y, and Z. She's going to tell you. If you don't have a Bridezilla, it's like if the ball is gonna flow, it's gonna be you because we are our worst critic. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be you making sure everything is perfect. It's you. But the Bridezilla, she's gonna let you know she's a Bridezilla from the beginning.
And so you don't mind.
Prepared. That don't bother me. No, that don't bother me. Woo. Now I might vent to this man that's at home and be like,
as you should.
This getting on my
last nerve. Yeah. Right. Walk in the door, you even say, hey, you just let me tell you about this. Hey. Yeah. Oh, Yes. Yeah. And then you go back to work like
nothing ever happened.
So you want the flowers like this, or you want the?
I let them bother me all day. They don't bother me. I mean, I did have to get another phone because they just don't.
Nobody has sense of time. Yeah. Nobody has sense of time.
So it's like on my website, I think I have like to 7 p.m. However, I do my clients that has already booked. I'll talk to them all night because I do want you to feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Now, just because that's out there, if I do ignore you after 8 o'clock, I'm not at fault for it.
Right. I mean, and at the end of the day, we gotta go home. We have families and stuff like that.
My family over me.
Wait, I was about to ask you. So, how do they even deal with you doing all these events, you doing all this stuff, or everybody just doing their own thing?
Everybody do their own thing. The little girl, she's the one that's like, you got another party. It's a party to go.
Because she won't come to the kids' party. Sis gets to go to all the free parties. I'm not mad.
She's a mess.
I'm not mad.
If I have to decorate, if it's not a time frame, I'll let her come and she'll tie like the bows on a chair.
Oh, that's so cute.
Things like that, and I'll pay her some money. But yeah,
girl. So who came up with the idea for them to start their boutique? Them or that was you?
No, that was them. Which is why I say co-owner, co-CEO, because I'm that dope.
Right.
But it was definitely them. I don't like people.
How not?
I know it's weird, right? So that's why I say it like that. Like, how can you be an event planner and say you don't like people?
I get it.
I'm gonna rephrase what I'm saying when I say I don't like people. That's the easiest way to say
kind of people.
That's the easiest thing to say.
Yeah.
I think with me, it's crossing a hurdle of the initial meeting, the initial meetup. That's the part I don't like. Once I get to know you, though, girl, you'll be like,
oh, hey, friend.
I started church. My family was raised Catholic. And I'm going to just keep it real, cats, non-existent, like the older people, they went to church all the time. But the kids, we didn't have to go.
Yeah.
So 2006 is when I started going to my current church now. I converted over to Baptist. And so many people in the church was like, girl, I just thought you was so uppity. I'm like, that's because I don't like talking to people.
Because you don't like talking to people. And then I even realizing, throwing my anxiety through the roof by doing this. You think I'm being bullshit, but it's fine.
And I'm not even being mean. I'm not being rude. We speak to each other and I'm going to just keep on going. It was like I'm just not opening the door for conversation.
Do you avoid, like even with your neighbors and stuff? Yeah. I do that all the time. I act like I don't see them.
Girl, I'll be in the car and be like, ooh, that's such a, let me turn my head.
No, I'd be like, oh, Miss, I ain't gonna say her name. But I'm like, Miss such and such, she's so long-winded, so I'm gonna sit in my car and let her get out first, and then I'm gonna go inside.
Yes.
Hey, I really be feeling like that sometimes. Like, every once in a while, we could chop it up. I don't
My little neighbor right now, she's so sweet. Girl, so sweet. But child, when I see her outside, I'm like, oh, please don't see me. I have to pass her house up to get to mine, unless I come from the opposite way. I'm like, please don't see me, please don't see me, please don't see me. So when I pull up, I pretend like, I just keep me, you just drive with your head straight. I just drive with my head straight, like, I'm right here. I don't even see you over there cutting your grass, none of that. I'm right here. So I pull up in that driveway, like, I don't even see you. Get out of my car and walk inside. I don't know.
Oh, bro, but that's a real thing. So let's go back. So with the girls, they came to you and they said they wanted to start something, and you just went ahead and...
It was the middle one. My oldest one, they always did like fashion.
Okay.
Always did. Because honestly, I made the mistake with I'm not going to say mistake. But my oldest kid, I had her when I was 20. Mm-hmm. And I was raising her how my mom raised me.
Mm-hmm. She always got to be fresh.
Oh, girl. Mm-hmm. The little girl, when I knew I made the mistake, she was 13. Never forget.
Not 13 years later, I realized I made a mistake.
When I tell you 13, she wanted these Jordans. Now, the girl used to have me standing in line waiting on some freaking tickets to get some Jordans. Yes, so this particular time, I just wasn't in the mood. All I heard was a boom. And I look back because now I'm thinking, like, what is she trying to hit me? Is she about to snap me?
I know sis ain't losing her mind.
Sis was on the floor like a 2-year-old having a tantrum.
Behind some shoes.
Girl, behind some shoes. I had my second one when I was 27. And I was like, I will not raise her like that. So all 3 of my girls have their own separate. The oldest one, she's a brat to this day.
Yeah.
Daddy have a spoiled. It's horrible.
Yeah.
She's the worst.
But you just can't undo it at this point, so let it ride.
I can't do it. I cleaned up for her. I did everything for her.
Yeah.
It's the worst. And we still do it. It's the worst. It's horrible.
Right.
Daddy, I have a flat. Where's your boyfriend? Tell him change.
How old is she now?
She's 20. She'll be 21 next month.
You're right.
So your daddy have to come from Pearl River, crossing over 2 counties or cities to come change your flat.
But you know, daddy is daddy. That's it.
Listen, I have no one in the house.
I had a whole entire husband. I'll call my daddy first.
I have no one in the house.
Yeah.
None. I'm like, leave my man alone. Tell your
I know that's right.
to go change your damn flag.
Well, you look who you was on Instagram with.
You hear me?
Y'all taking pictures, but he ain't gonna change that flag.
Exactly. Like, but the thing is, it's not that I can't even share the little boy and say he didn't want to change it. You never even asked them. You never even told him you have a flag. You just picked up the phone and called your daddy.
Because that's what. But
spoiled. Yeah. Spoiled.
You can't even.
I will not raise the last 2 like that. Will not. All of my kids are spoiled. Don't get it twisted. But certain things I learned from each one of them.
Yeah.
When I had that other one at 27, she was totally attached to her daddy because at this time parties were booming. So I was always gone. I was always gone. So she was totally attached. I'm talking about we would go outside to a party and the sun's starting to go down. She looking at, Mom, what time we leaving? It's getting dark. You should have stood home. Yeah. The girl that never used to even come outside since she was like probably 2. Then she would come outside if we doing something, but that's only about family or something like that. But she didn't officially start coming outside until like 8 years old. The girl is antisocial down.
Ooh, I have one of them.
Yes, she's antisocial.
I have one of them.
Don't do it. I love it. Yeah. I love it because my first one was a social butterfly.
You know she's not getting into nothing. Yeah.
My first one was a social butterfly. So to have an antisocial
it's so opposite.
Yes. All 3 of them. Now that last one.
Baby, I didn't even know
she was coming.
You sound like me. Like, wait.
I was depressed the entire pregnancy and 6 months after.
I'm about to be 30-something plus, and you talking about more children.
Yes. Postpartum kicked my ass 6 months after. It was, she a handful. She not them at all. She not one of them, huh? I'm like, you can't say that. That's rude. Oh, well, I didn't know.
What did she say about, did she say she wanted to be a Popeyes worker? Girl, what did she say?
I'm like, so I keep in mind high when I say red flag. This didn't even happen the same day. These incidents happened separate days. But that's when it hit me that this was your second time saying basically you're going to get revenge on these people. This was your second time saying this.
So what did she say? The first time
I was at the dentist and she cried and everything. She was like, you know, when I grew up, we was leaving out the dentist. She said, when I grow up, I'm going to be a dentist. And I was like, oh, that's nice. I'm thinking you just want to be a dentist. You know.
You're inspired.
The little girl said, because they made me cry and I don't like it, and I'm going to get them back. She said it. I'm going to get them back. And I said, wait, Paisley. So you want to be a dentist just to get the other kids back because you're not getting them back. You're getting other kids back. She was like, I'm going to be a dentist. I'm going to
get somebody back.
Girl, days later, went to Popeyes. She was like, they messed up my food. My little niece was in the car. Leah was in the car. And look at all those fries that Leah have. Oh, I asked for beans. That's so rude. Then they only gave me 5 fries. I'm going to be a Popeyes worker when I grow up. And I'm going to get them back.
And how old she is?
5.
Girl,
the worst. She's the worst.
I love it though. Because that's her personality. You're not going to play with her. Mm-hmm. You're not. So they sell just all girl clothes, right?
Yes.
All girl clothes. What's the size range?
12 months. I go up with the older kids to like size 16 in the big clothes, but I'm not going to do the big kids anymore. So
okay. So it's going to be
because of course it's me.
Right.
Like I make them pack orders. And, you know, I have other people that's packing orders, but running it's me.
So y'all probably need to cut mama another check. You hear me? So, all right. So we're going to, from 12 months to where we're going to stop at?
When I stop them, probably 12 years old.
Okay. And what's the website?
PaisleyOldBoutique.com.
Spell it for me.
Just how I spell. Paisley Old Boutique. Is no hidden black people letters. No Paisley with 2 E's. Paisley. Oh, I'm sorry. Look, I'm saying it wrong. Paisley Olivia. How you trying to be flipping saying it? Girl, you see? PaisleyOliviaBoutique.com.
All right. Paisley Olivia Boutique for all your baby needs, toddler needs. So make sure y'all definitely please support Paisley so she can continue to go to Popeyes. probably a high-end Popeyes that's not gonna mess up her food.
And feel free to check out my website, eventsbykelli.com, Kelli with an I, KELLI.com. We have different rental rates and different items that you can rent on the website as well.
There you go. So I want to thank you so much for coming out to the Story Behind the CEO podcast. I definitely appreciate the love. So one thing before you go, I just want you to, there's somebody out there, of course, trying to get into entrepreneurship, your lane, anybody's lane, and they're not getting the encouragement that they need from home or from the people around them. I just need you to give them just a little bit of wisdom and encouragement. What would you say to them, somebody that's trying to break into entrepreneurship?
Definitely put God first. I mean, that's always my go-to. I know people, I'm not holier than thou, but that's my go-to.
Yeah.
That's always put God first. He will step you every step of the way. If that's a plan and a vision that he provided for you, it's not for everybody else. So my good sis might not understand the struggle that I'm going through to make my career advance. Like, you know, for you, it might be like, girl, I don't see how you could do it. That's,
right.
You know, like being broke, basically. But if that's a plan, just stay prayed up, keep going. Don't listen to people. Your story is not my story.
Correct.
Your plan, not my plan. You know, the steps that you took might not be the path that I go on. Don't listen to people when they tell you what you should do. Pray on it first.
There you go. So they can't close it out no better than that. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to another edition of the Story Behind the CEO podcast.